What's going on, guys? Massify here, and today I'm going to bring you a tutorial video. There's no reason you should even be watching this video on Temple of Slaughter unless you're a crossbow dagger like me, in which case you're here because you want to set yourself up and be the best crossbow dagger, the best DPS possible, so you don't have to sit and wait for 5 hours in Party Finder because you can't do the jumping part of this boss fight. Now, as you can see on screen, I have this video pulled up, which is of my very first clear, and I've gone on to clear it probably 30 more times. So let's get into this so I can give you guys a good idea of how to become the best DPS possible. So as you can see, the start of the fight, everybody is just gonna go in and you're gonna start burning the boss. Now, what I did notice was around the 88% part is when the boss is going to actually do the first mechanic. So the boss initiates here, and as you can see, you want to go in and do your max sort of DPS, get that burn going. And I pay attention to up here where you can see the boss's health bar. Now you can see it's draining pretty decently fast, and we're starting to get towards like 92%. And this is where I'm going between green and blue flag. And I'm waiting for this marker to come up where you see the writing above his head and he does the jump. If you see, the button comes up for me to hit it in order to get flying. And then I am already sort of looking in that direction, and I'm already about to spam the button once I hit spacebar here, spacebar, and the button appears. Okay, so I already have my camera in that spot, and I'm hitting the button, I'm hitting spacebar, and then I'm hitting the button right away. So you can see I get launched up into the air. And the important part about this is notice how I turned my camera immediately to where I wanted to go, and then I'm holding D, which is the turn, D or A, whichever direction you're facing, in order to go in the direction I want to fly. Now, if you don't turn your camera and you just try to use D or A, sometimes it completely bugs out and takes you into a totally different direction. So I feel like that's where people are messing up. So if we go back just a little bit, you can see it appears, he does the mechanic, it appears, I hit the button, and notice I'm also at a diagonal angle with my camera. And that's why I recommend hitting the same one every single time. Stay between whatever flags you choose. I chose green and blue flag. And then here, I'm gonna hit the space bar. Once I hit the space bar, I'm already hitting the button and my camera's already pointed at it, okay? Because I know exactly where it's gonna spawn. Then twist the camera around to exactly where I wanna go, hit the space bar again and turn, and then dive down, and then pull the lever and wait for them. Yep, they grab the chains, then jump off, dive down again. Now we rotate back into our max sort of DPS, where we're just burning down the boss. Now the next piece of mechanic that's going to come out is, first of all, he's always going to shoot acid, and what you want to do, like he's shooting it here, you want to make sure you just get out of that as quickly as possible. Make sure you morph in order to do so. And then we're just burning down the boss. I'm still, as you can see, like really staying on the outskirts, really trying to be ready for this next mechanic. So then acid again, move out of the way. And if you notice here, the boss is going to send out a green marker. So I get hit with the acid, move out of the way. Next comes the green marker. And you can see Jarrett here is stunned. Now what happens when he's stunned is the boss itself is going to shoot out 3 fireballs total. Now the tank can soak all 3 if the healer is doing his job and he's sort of a pure healer. And how you can tell if he's a pure healer is actually longbow and wand, and not staff and wand. Okay, so longbow and wand is pure healer. Now, in this instance, he's going to be soaking all of 3 fireballs, but in the instance that the healer's stunned, for example, well, what's going to happen then is you'll have to have someone soak that 3rd fireball because the tank can't be healed. So avoiding this acid. And then as you can see, we're getting down towards 70%, and it's my turn to go again. Same thing, hit the chains, space bar, camera's already there, chain, turn camera, fly, dive down, land, and you can land actually on top of it like you see here. Sometimes it bugs out a little bit, so like don't always try to do that. But then you wait for the water, then dive down. So now I know he's soaked with it and everything is fine. Now, if someone also misses a chain, for example, what you can do is dive down. You pull the lever, dive down to a chain, pull the chain as well. So you can do a lever and a chain. You gotta be pretty quick about it before you eat that first couple of waves, but it's definitely doable. And on runs that I've done since then, I've been able to pull a chain and also activate the lever. So as you can see here, just continuing to burn down. And this is sort of how the fight goes, okay? So it's like literally like, all right, so acid, move out of the way of the acid. Then he's gonna mark someone with the green, which is going to signify the fireballs. Then the piton is gonna come up. Sometimes it happens right away. You get greened and then the fireball comes out. Or sorry, you get greened and then the piton comes out. So you have to be in the spot that you need to be. And notice how I'm pretty flexible, right? I keep moving back and forth, doing some DPS and then getting back into the position I know I need to be in. So here I'm the one who's marked, so they're soaking the fireballs. And you also notice there that the acid comes out at an angle. You don't want to be standing in that acid either, so make sure you avoid that. Spacebar, hit the button, turn camera, and then fly, and then dive down. Okay, so it's pretty easy once you get it, as long as you stay between the same flags and sort of practice it muscle memory wise. You can do this extremely reliably every time. I think like 1 in 20 times that I've done this, I've failed by using this strategy. So it's very consistent once you get it nailed down. You know, the boss is at 38% at this point. Acid comes back, make sure you get out of the acid. Now you can see Mark, Jarrett gets hit with it again, more acid, and here comes the fireballs. And the tank's already in position, already soaking it, and the healer is ready to go. Now I'm staying in my spot. I know it might come out right after, but it looks like it hasn't. And especially on this run where we were really trying to get the clear, I'm a little more passive. I'm not as much just going in and burning the boss. I think once you really get it down, you don't have to be sort of a little shy like this where I'm just waiting and waiting for the piton to come out. You start to get a feel for it. You start to get a feel for exactly when it's going to happen. So turn the camera, then fly, and then dive down. Here we go. Everybody loves the guy who can fly, trust me. And the other thing is you want to make sure that you set yourself up as much as possible for success. So notice where this was sort of a bad placement of the acid because it's about where I would want to stand for the mechanic. Don't put the acid where the mechanic's going to be, or you're going to stand in the acid, you're going to come up here, you'll notice that he ends up shooting me with acid in the air every single time, and then when I come down, he puts acid right where I land. So you don't want to eat 3 acid pools, right? That kind of like really damages your health, and it's not like the healer can come up here and heal you, you know? So make sure you're paying attention to your health. Use the pots when you need them, and here you can see we're getting them down to 10%, so we're about to clear. And it's just a repeat, it's just a wash of those mechanics. So really easy stuff when you get used to it, when you really think about it and sort of practice it a little bit, it can definitely get a lot easier. So don't be afraid of this. A lot of people are afraid to fly. They're afraid to be the guy that wipes everything. Looks like we had a person here die, but at 2%, no big deal. We'll be able to get it done. Wow, we had 2 people die, okay. Down to 1%. And it's cleared. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys are flying out there. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.